Hello students, I welcome you all to Exam B that makes you learn 50% faster. I'm your host, your Anshuman, your English faculty. So students, in this video that is targeted for your UIIC exam, we're going to see few important English grammar rules, right? So we will be seeing these important English grammar rules through error detection questions, right? So these rules we'll be learning based on error detection questions. So here is the first question in front of you. You will be learning one important rule in English language or English grammar based on this question. Okay. So the first question says, please read the sentence with me. Okay. You can pause the video after reading this question. Take your time. Try to find out the error that lies in this particular question, this particular sentence. And after that, when you have come to any conclusion of yours, right, you come here, you resume the video and you match your answer with the correct answers in this video, right? So the first sentence is, scarcely she had stepped outside when the rain began pouring down in torrents, right? What do we mean here? What the sentence is saying? That there was actually a downpour, right? Here torrents means what? Torrents means thick stream of water or of any liquid. So the how the rain actually started pouring, right? In a thick form, that means basically we can say a heavy rainfall, right, or a downpour. So someone actually stepped out when the rain began pouring down in torrents. So where the error lies, okay, as I said, you can pause the video, look at this, okay, try to think where the error can lie, try to look at this sentence from various perspectives, right? You see the nouns, verbs, tenses, subject verb agreement, adverb, adjectives, everything, right? So you see that we have placed an adverb in the beginning of a sentence. Scarcely, rarely, hardly, right? These are your adverbs, adverbs of frequency, right? Adverbs of frequency. These are the adverbs which tells us or which tell us that how often or how frequent a particular action happens or something happens, right? So scarcely is your adverb of frequency, right? So what is the rule? When we place an adverb in the beginning of a sentence or whenever a sentence begins with an adverb, the position of the subject and the verb go through an inversion. So what happens is this, we need to change the position of the verb and the subject here. So they have to go reverse, right? So scarcely had she stepped outside. We need to make it correct. Correct in this way, right? Scarcely had she stepped outside. So your correct answer will be A here because the error lies in part A. So always remember, again I'm narrating the rule to you people that whenever you keep an adverb in the beginning of a sentence, the subject and the verb, they go an inversion, right? And you might have also come across a sentence structure saying no sooner, right? Did XYZ happen, right? And then something happened. So you have always noticed that after no sooner, you never place a subject. You usually place a verb, right? So either it is did or it is had, right? Why? Because no sooner is also an adverb, right? And with no sooner, because it is kept in the beginning of a sentence, hence what do? You place the subject, the verb first, and later on the subject. Okay. So let's move to next rule now. To next question. So question 2. The professor is the most intelligent and the confident faculty in the university who is revered as an idol by many. So here are professors. Okay, there is a subject called professor, and certain qualities of the professor is being described here or being expressed. So you note that there is one subject, right? Professor, and intelligent and confident. These two are adjectives. So for one subject two different adjectives are being used here. So what is the rule? Whenever there is a single subject, right, and it is qualified by two different adjectives, then those adjectives should be in same degrees, right? It should be in same degree. So what do I mean by same degree? You know that adjectives, they are in 3 degrees. You can write them in 3 degrees. One is called positive, the other one is called comparative, and then the third one is called superlative, right? So we have positive, comparative, and superlative form. Now you know that there are certain adjectives, okay, which already have their positive, comparative, and superlative degrees. For example, we have smart, so comparative is smarter and superlative is smartest, right? You all know this. But then there are certain adjectives which don't have their forms like this already, right? So what do? We place certain determiners with them like more and most to make them comparative or superlative respectively, right? So here you look, the professor is the most intelligent. This adjective intelligent carries a determiner called most with it. Now it becomes superlative form, so most intelligent. But if you see the check, if you check the next adjective, that's called confident, okay, it is in a positive degree. It isn't just positive degree. There is no more or most. There's nothing, right? So what you have to do, if this adjective intelligent is in its superlative form, you have to also make this second adjective that's called confident in its superlative form. Hence, you will place most here, right? You will place most here. So it will become the most confident faculty, right? So the answer will lie where? In the B part. So in the most confident faculty. Okay. All right. Move to the next question. So far you have learned 2 rules, right? Please remember them. Now the third rule we will learn. Her dedication to environmental conservation and tireless efforts in reforestation have made her a worthy matter of recognition and admiration in the field of sustainability. So again, you can pause the video, okay? Because this is a recorded video and I am I'm in a continuation, right? So I'll just talk about the solution and the answer here, but you must pause for a minute or two, think about the question, read it thoroughly, right? And try to find out the error. So the sentence says, look at here. There is a part which says made her a worthy matter of recognition, right? Made her a worthy matter of a recognition, but this structure is incorrect. This should be actually a matter worthy of recognition, right? So this, it should be. What we have done actually, we have reversed the position of matter and worthy. Okay, we have brought inversion here, right? Worthy and matter. We swept their position. So why do we do this? See, the adjective should be followed by the preposition. Okay, the adjective should be followed by the preposition. It shouldn't be the case that a noun is following the preposition. You see here that worthy is an adjective, matter is a noun, of is a preposition, right? So when you have a structure like this, when you have an adjective that's being followed by a noun and the noun is followed by a preposition, so what do? You place the noun before the adjective, right? So the structure should become noun plus adjective plus preposition. Hence it should be matter worthy of recognition. All right. It is just like saying See, it was a worthy performance to watch, right? For example, this is your sentence. It was a worthy performance to watch. So it will be wrong to say it like this. You see that worthy is an adjective, performance is a noun, and then it is followed by a preposition. So what do you need to do? You need to put this noun before the adjective, and the adjective should come before the preposition. So how do we rectify this particular sentence? It was a performance, right? Worthy to watch or worth to watch, right? So it was a performance worth to watch. This is how we are going to rectify this sentence, right? So you have learned the third rule now, and hence your answer will be C. Okay, let's come to the fourth important rule. The president is as valiant, if not more valiant, than the previous presidents in the country's history, claim the supporters of the president. So here what happens, what's happening here? You see that there is one subject called president, right? There's one subject, president. And for this subject, right, one adjective is used. Kindly ignore the spelling mistake here, right? So only one adjective is being used for this subject. But what's the case? This adjective is being used in two different degrees. You see that at first, this variant is used in positive degree, right? And later, this is used in comparative degree. So you have as valiant, and then you have more valiant than, right? You see that we're using more with this adjective. So whenever you have a subject and that's being qualified by one adjective but in different degrees, then the positive degree must comprise as plus adjective plus as, this structure, and comparative degree must have then with it. So you see that comparative degree you do have then, right? But in positive degree you see as valiant, that is as plus adjective as. Okay, the second word, the second as is missing here. Hence, we will place as here. You see that as is generally used to draw a comparison or a similarity, right? So as plus adjective plus as means similar to, okay? Drawing a similar characteristic or quality. So as beautiful as smart as handsome as hard as, these are few like examples, right? So this is your answer A. So now you know the fourth rule. Whenever we have a single subject being qualified by an adjective but twice, and the adjectives are used in different degrees, then the positive degree should have as plus adjective plus as structure, and in the comparative degree you must have then with this. Okay, all right, let's move to next rule now. So far you have learned four rules. Okay, he was as smart or even smarter than his friends, and this is the reason why only he succeeded in the competition. So he was as smart or even smarter than his friends. So if you note, this question is similar to the question that we did previously, right? Just before this particular question, right? The very previous question. So here also what's happening, you see, you have one subject that's called he, and it's being qualified by an adjective called smart. And the adjective smart is used in two different degrees. At first, it is used in positive degree, and at second, it is used in comparative form. Right? Smart, smarter, smart, smarter, right? You know that smart, smarter, smartest. These are our three different degrees of smart, the adjective smart. So he was as smart. Again, you see, right? Just like the case is just like the previous question here, as is missing. So it should be as smart as, right? As smart as, right? And with smarter, you already have then. No need to change this. There's no error here. The error lies in the first part, the part A. So A is your correct answer, right? Okay, next question. Not only she is an accomplished pianist, but also an exceptional violinist, showcasing her remarkable talent in both classical music disciplines. Yes, what's happening here now? Not only she is an accomplished pianist, right? What is happening here? Okay, I'll tell you two aspects. What this question is actually, meaning in the like in its form, right? And what it actually should mean. So the question actually means that there is a person, right? Not only she is an accomplished pianist. Who is a pianist? So the sentence is saying not only this person is an accomplished pianist, but there is another person, person A, person B. This is A and this is B, who is also a pianist. This is what the sentence is saying, right? So you read it, not only she is an accomplished pianist, but also an exceptional violinist. But here what happens, right? Here, what is happening? The this subject, she, okay, she is being described as a pianist first, right? And later on as an exceptional violinist as well, right? So it's not happening that, beside, this case, which I just illustrated in front of you, right? This case is actually not happening here, right? We are not saying it in this way that not only she is an accomplished pianist, but her friend as well, or but her sister as well, but her brother as well, the person B, right? What we are doing is, what the case is actually, we are talking about one subject, and that is just one subject. And we are describing the person's two qualities, quality one and quality two, right? We're not talking about two persons here, right? We're talking about only person, and we're talking about two different qualities. So what you will do, you will place not only after the subject, not only, right? Subject or the verb. So the sentence will become what? She is not only an accomplished pianist, right? That means this person, she is not only an accomplished pianist, right? She is not only an accomplished pianist, but what else also she is? She is an exceptional violinist. So this is the case here. So the answer is A, part A. Okay. Next question. In the academic hierarchy, Professor Smith is considered senior than his colleague Professor Johnson, not only due to his longer tenure at the university, but also because of his extensive research contributions and leadership within their department. So what is happening here? Okay, again, the sentence is a bit long, right? So take your time, right? Think about different clauses, break the sentence into different process, and try to find out the error here. Okay, you see that the error is actually very easy. It's very easy, right? to find out that there is a word that should catch your attention, that is senior. Senior is an adjective, and then you see that there is then after this adjective. We are actually comparing here, right? Senior. We are calling Professor Smith senior than his colleague. That means Professor Smith and his colleagues are being compared in terms of seniority or juniority, right? So with adjective like senior, you actually use the preposition to here, not then, right? So with senior, you have to use to. In the same way with junior, you have to use to, not then, right? Other adjectives, other such adjectives can be inferior, superior, right? So inferior to, superior to. So please note this, that with senior you do not use then, right? When we compare, actually when we draw comparison, so we can use then, we can also use from, and we can also use to, just as you saw here, right? From, for example, he is different from him, right? And it is bigger than it, so etc. These are the few examples I used by using then, from, to. So the answer is A, right? So far you have learned 7 rules now. Let's move to next rule. The book club members were excited to discuss the most complete works of their favorite author, gathering to explore the full spectrum of the writer's literary achievements, from novels and short stories to essays and poetry. So the book club members were excited to discuss the most complete works. Here we are using an adjective, complete. Now, complete is what kind of adjective is complete, right? Complete, when you can call something complete, when you can describe something as complete, when it is complete, right? That means if you are given a task or a goal, right? So when you actually finish this task or when you achieve this goal, then you will call this task complete or this goal complete, right? So if something is completed, it is completed. It cannot be completed more or it cannot be completed most, right? You understand, right? For example, if I ask you to count from 1 to 100, now if you as soon as you reach to the number 100, your work is done. You cannot complete this task in any way more than this, right? If you say 101, 102, that will be actually extra task, but your task has already been finished. 1 to 100 means 1 to 100. You cannot complete this task in any other ways, in any more ways. I'm sorry, right? So that means if there is work that is complete, so it is complete. Hence, with adjectives like complete, you do not use most or more. You do not use the comparative or superlative forms because they are already superlative adjectives, right? They already work as superlative adjectives. Another example can be perfect or unique. When do you call certain objects or certain person perfect, right? Who is among others better, right? Okay, better. Whom do you call unique? When do you call an object or a person unique? When among certain objects or certain people, right? A single person is different. Among all those people, he is different from all those people, right? So unique is unique and perfect is perfect. There cannot be any other perfect or any other unique, right? Unique and perfect in themselves are superlative. Hence, you do not use more or most with them. Hence your error lies in A. Next question we will see. The professor of English is smarter and eloquent than the other professors in the university, hence he is admired by the students. So here the case is just like the question in the beginning. You should remember it. See what's happening. The professor, there is a single subject, right? And his two qualities are being described. One is smarter and the other is eloquent. So you remember what is the rule, right? That the degrees of these two adjectives should be same. You see that it is smarter. You know very well that smarter is comparative form. So you need to also make eloquent, right, in comparative form. So how do you make it? We don't have any words existing like eloquenter or eloquentest. So we place more here to make it more eloquent, bringing it in comparative form, right? So here the error lies in A. Next question we will see based on our conditional sentences. Now, conditional sentences are must to learn, right? These are important rules. Okay, so please, these kind of sentences you should be aware of that what are these conditional sentences and what are their structure is like. Okay, so you look at the first question in the conditional sentence, our question 10th. If the temperature drops below freezing, ice formed instantaneously. This particular sentence is your zero conditional sentence. How do we define, first of all, a conditional sentence? A conditional sentence is a sentence which has a condition in it, right? So it is divided into two clauses. One is called conditional clause, right? And later on in the second clause, a consequence is shown or expressed based on the fulfillment of this clause. So this is your zero conditional sentence. What happens in zero conditional sentence? We talk about scientific laws, principles, habits, routines, etc. Right? So if you read this sentence looks like some, sentence or some phenomenon, some physical phenomena, right? Phenomena that we study in physics or chemistry, right? So it somewhere talks about scientific fact. So the structure for zero conditional is if, as you can see that it conditional sentence usually contains the word if. So you have if plus simple present. This is the structure for conditional clause. Then the second clause also contains simple present. So let's check the structure of the tense. Temperature drops. It is in simple present. You see, we have drops. First form of the verb, right? And conjugated according to subject verb agreement, drops. Then later on, you see that we also need a simple present here, but it is in simple past. Hence, we convert it into forms. Now it is correct. Hence, your error lied in option B. Next question we will see. Now, please read this sentence and pause the video. Okay. And you can come and check the answer. This particular sentence is based on your first conditional sentence, right? Now, in first conditional sentence, we talk about realistic situations, such conditions which are actually possible to happen and such consequences which actually can happen. So, the structure for first conditional is if plus simple present plus your modal verbs and your main verb. Now, please note that modal verb should be in its first form, right? In present form. So, let's check. If we fail, we subject plus fail, right? First form. So, it is in simple present. Let's check the second clause. The consequences might. You see that we do have a modal verb, but this is in its past form. Okay? May becomes might. May is in first form, the present form, and might becomes the past form. So we need to convert might into may, right? And then you see that the main verb does not conjugate with the modal verbs. So it should not be escalate. It should be only escalate. Always remember, with the modal verbs, you do not conjugate a verb based on either subject verb agreement or tenses, right? So our answer is B. Okay, next question. Now, this question, we'll read it. This question is based on your second conditional sentence. What happens in second conditional sentence? In second conditional sentence, we talk about unrealistic situations which are not possible to happen, such conditions, such consequences which cannot actually occur, right? So we talk about past or future, right? Whereas in the previous, that is the first condition, we talk about present and future. So here you check if I were to possess the ability. The structure for this second conditional is if plus simple past. And here your modal verbs plus main verb. Please note modal verb here should be in its past form. So let's check if I were. This is in its simple past. Very good. Then let's move ahead. In the second clause, we see I will travel. Here our error lies. Will travel. It should be would, because just like I told, the modal verb should be in its past form. We do have a modal verb, but in present form we need to make it would, right? And travel, it is in its based form after a modal verb, so it is correct. Hence the answer will be B. Next question. Had the scientists not overlooked that critical variable in their experiment? Please read it, right? This sentence is based on the third conditional sentence. So there are total 4 conditional sentences. We have seen 3 conditional sentences. Now we see the fourth conditional sentence, that is called third conditional sentence. So what is third conditional sentence? This is just like the second conditional sentence, but what is the difference? We use it to express our regret. Again, unrealistic situations and regret. So the structure goes like if plus past perfect plus your modal verb in past form, right? And past participle of the main verb, right? So you see that this first clause, the conditional clause, it contains past perfect, had, overlooked, right? Now we do not have if here, because what we have done is we have started the sentence with the verb had. Now it doesn't change the meaning of the sentence. The meaning of the sentence is same. It is still a conditional sentence, right? It is giving a condition. It is a conditional clause. So, okay, the first clause is in its past perfect form, had, overlooked. Okay, we move in the second clause. We move to the second clause. We see they may. See, I told you that the modal verb should be in its past form. So may should convert into might. And then after that, have unlocked is correct, right? Which is the past participle form. You know that it cannot be had, right? Because after modal verb, you do not conjugate a verb according to tense. So it should not be had, but only have. Hence the error lies here, right? Okay, we will see last 2 questions now. In the dim lit room, the flickering candlelight cast eerie shadows on the walls, creating an atmosphere of mystery and intrigue that seemed to draw me deeper into the enigma of the ancient tomb I was reading. So, if you read the beginning of the sentence, you will find the error here itself. You see dim lit room. You see this phrase actually. Room is a noun. Lit is an adjective that tells us about the noun, that is about the room, that how the room is lit, right? Now we can ask a question that in what way the room was lit. So we can say dimly, right? We are presenting a manner here in which the room was lit. So dimly should come here, not dim. That means here we need to place an adverb. Dim is an adjective, while dimly will be your adverb, right? For example, how lit room was, right? So dimly or brightly, right? Dimly, brightly, these are adverbs. While bright and dim, these are your what? Adjectives, right? So the error lies in part A. We'll do our last question here. Despite of her relentless pursuit of excellence, he always felt overshadowed by his older sister's accomplishments. Now, this is very easy, very, very easy, right? This error is actually very easy to find out, but this error is actually also committed the most, right? So, you see, in the beginning of the sentence, it says, despite of her relentless. Despite is a preposition used. Of is also preposition. We do not need to use two prepositions at a time. With despite, you do not use the preposition of, right? So it is only despite. So it should be despite her relentless pursuit. Hence the error is in part A. Okay. So thank you so much, Ruben. All this we did in this video were 15 important rules of English grammar. So I thank you so much for watching this video. If you like this video, do hit the like button. And I hope that you understood each and every sentence, each and every question that we did, and each and every rule that we learned through these error detection questions. So we'll see you. I'll see you in another video. Thank you so much. Take care and bye-bye.